Good morning, guys. September the 1st here in Central Illinois, Labor Day. And any of you guys that live here in Illinois that are into killing God's creatures, September the 1st is dove season. So if you got you a shotgun or a scatter gun or whatever it is, why, get out there on the roadside and get them rascals, because they're all on the electrical wires. It's also squirrel season, which I didn't realize that squirrel season here in Illinois started August the 1st. We call it tree rats. That's what they are. They're tree rats. But when I was a kid, I always seem to remember that in school, a lot of the guys would miss class because squirrel season and dove season at that time, or seemed to be at that time, opened on the same day. But so much for that. I hope the weather is as nice where you're at as it is here. It's been fantastic. But I've been working on my beer cars, and this is what I've done so far. Yesterday, I went into Scott's, and he's a man who has many tools and is a gracious enough to share them with me from time to time, although I have no idea what I'm doing most of the time with it. But he's got a great sandblaster, and he uses glass beading, and the glass beading on that stuff is almost like powder. I would say it's almost the same grit as what baking soda would be. It's very fine. And I took and I glass beaded the bodies, and I glass beaded the roof, and this is absolutely as smooth as silk. This other roof, this was only soaked in boiling hot water and Tide. And I will take and lightly buff it up and look for any serious dings or dents in it. There's no rust on it that I can see, and I will probably shoot these with primer today, because I tell you what, once you strip them like this, it doesn't take them long to start rusting. The other stuff, I had talked to David Wallace. I told you Dave does this kind of stuff, and he truly is the master of masters. There is no one his equal when it comes to this stuff. Fantastic. If he were to do nothing but make reproduction Ives cars and things that Ives never made it in, he'd never have a free day for the rest of his life. His work is absolutely phenomenal. And what he'll do is, and I know that he has used some original cars and done them, but he also builds them, and he builds them. They look just like this. I mean, it's just absolutely fantastic. But anyhow, I asked him about how do you mount them? And this is what he told me to get. This is for decoupage. And what I'm going to do is, I've also got, they also have a container. It's basically white glue is what it amounts to. And what I'll do is, I'm going to experiment, because I've got some labels that are going to be way too big for these cars. And I'm going to take and I'm going to spray the front, and I'm going to spray the back. He says you spray the car where you want it to go, and then you put the label down and you spray over the top of it, because it acts as a sealer, and it's a glue, acts like a glue. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take, not this label, because this actually works, but I will spray the front, set it down, I'll spray the front, let it dry, I'll roll it over, I'll spray the back, and I'll see what type of consistency it gives the paper. If it works good, then what I'll do is, I'll take where we're going to do this, probably shoot a little bit of that on it, and I've got a container of their adhesive, and I will paint the back, and then I will go ahead and sit that as I want, and make sure everything is right, and then let it dry, and then I can go ahead and shoot a coat of matte over the top of it. So I'm going to experiment first before I go to all the time and energy of getting this thing painted up and ready to go. The other thing that I'm going to do on this roof, I'm thinking of a color combination, because this is red and blue, but and I love it's a nice dark red. And I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take the roof, and I'm going to paint the roof black. But the walkway will then be sprayed red. And I don't know, over there is cars that I've done in the past with the red and black combination. And I just thought I'd give that a try and make that roof pop just a little bit. And we'll see exactly where it goes on that. I think it will be a nice color combination. And I'm going to use satin on all this, satin red. What I have found is that satin or semi-gloss, for some reason, it paints better. There are less flaws, seeable flaws. I'm sure there are flaws in there. You don't see them. So, and I like the fact that it's a matted color. I mean, even even the old standard gauge, while it may have been considered gloss, it was never like Mike Trainhouse gloss. I don't like that type of gloss. I like, even with my new stuff, I'm trying to do something that has a bit of patina to it. Looks really in excellent condition, but I really don't want to look into the side of a car or the roof of a car and see my face in it. That's just way too much for my taste. So that's what we're up to on this. I'll also have to do some work on the bottom here. The mounting stud is out on this one. I'm already looking at a way to mount the ICE trucks to that. I usually use clevis pins, and they work real good. You can get a short one, nice short ones. They've got a spot for a cotter pin, or you can use an axle collet and screw that on there, and it's got a set screw, and it would be ready to go. And we'll see how this works out. But that's what I'm up to. These doors will not open. I am going to assume, and I've really been applying some pressure to them, I'm going to assume that those doors are frozen because they were painted. This is the one that had a lot of paint on it. And believe it or not, even with the glass beading, that paint did not come off overly easy. This one, on the other hand, was almost original paint with a light coat over it, cleaned off right away, real quick. And the roof, well, that took me about 3 minutes to clean. So I may take this, I may I may glue a door handle, solder a door handle back on it, and I may paint them in place. I like doors that work, but if they won't work, I'm not going to tear this thing completely apart and try and get the doors to work. So I may just, it'll be for show and not for go. Not that it makes any difference. The other one, I don't know if this is the door that works or not, but no, this one isn't. The other side does work. So that's where we're at. I'm looking forward to trying this. And I appreciate Dave giving me a heads up on this particular brand. They sell it at Michael's, and that's where I went and got it. So we'll see how this all turns out. Like I say, I'm going to, at least today, I actually plan on getting both of these roofs primed. When they're raw like that, next thing you know, where you put your fingers, you get rusty fingerprints. So I'm trying to stay away from that. All right, guys, don't drink too much beer today. And tomorrow is a work day for the rest of the week. Short week, but you got to go back to work tomorrow. You guys be careful. We'll talk with you later. Toodaloo.